Right, beautiful people. What is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome, welcome. Let's see who's going to get first in the chat today. Let's also, one second, let's pop on over. Oh, we're experiencing bad lag. Hold up. Okay, are we good? Are we good now? Everything's solid. We were experiencing some pretty nasty lag there for a second. I think we're all right. I think we're all right. Let's let everyone know already tongue-tied today that we are live over on the Discord. Drop that notification in there. Ghost is first. What's up, Ghost? Am I good, dude? Am I good? Not lagging? You can hear me all right? I don't know. When I first started the stream, I was like all over the place. Don't know what was going on with that, but hopefully we're okay now. What's up, Purple? What's up, Maddie? Welcome, Maddie. Good to see you. What's up, Zoe? What's up, A? Welcome, dude. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about problem solving, guys. Problem solving. Stop trying to problem solve with your anxious thoughts and feelings. Hopefully, you're going to see by the end of this stream how problem solving is your problem, right? Ironically enough, problem solving is your problem, right? And that's what we're going to talk about today. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully by the end of this stream, you will agree with me, right? I wonder, bro, having an extremely high anxiety day. That is awesome, Jack. Congrats, dude. Congrats. Keep it up. Keep it up. Let that anxiety run, man. Let that anxiety run. See, here's the thing. If you're going to try to problem solve that away, that is the problem, right? If you're going to try to problem solve what you call your extremely high anxiety day, if you're going to try to problem solve that away, get up in your thinking mind and try to, use your reason and your ration and argue with that all day long, that is the problem itself. That's what keeps you stressed in the end, not so much the anxiety itself. What's up, Travis? What's up, Ronnie? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Olivia. Welcome, welcome. Purple says this topic hits right on my face because I was trying to solve my false feelings. Yeah, so like I said, you'll see by the end of this stream why problem solving is the problem. You'll see. You'll see by the end of this stream. Zoe says I'm definitely problem solving today. I am a mess. Well, again, that is going to be your main problem, but we're going to talk about it. Logic is not working. It never does, right? Terry! Terry! Oh, man. Terry's jump scaring me today. Why do I always do that? I do that every single time. I leave it on. I leave my headset on 100, knowing that you guys are going to do that shit. Terry, thank you so much, dude. Terry's sponsoring today's stream, man. Can we give a huge shout out before we get started here? Can we give a huge shout out to Terry, not Cherry, Terry, in the chat, man, sponsoring today's stream. You know what that means, guys? We're going on to a 31-day streak. I honestly thought it was going to kind of come to an end at 30 days, but we're on to a 31-day streak. How far up will this go? I don't know, but you guys are blowing me away, man, and I appreciate all of the love and support. Thank you so much. Again, let's show Terry some love in the chat real quick, guys. This dude's always been very supportive of the channel, always, always, always. And whenever he's got the time, he's over on the Discord. He's helping people out. He doesn't have to do any of this stuff, but he chooses to. So we should show him some love, man. We should show him some love, for real. But yeah, again, Purple says logic is not working. Logic will never work because your anxious mind, your amygdala, right, the part of your brain physically responsible for anxiety, there is no reasoning with it. There is no being logical with it. It does not hear you. It does not hear you. So when you try to reason with these anxious thoughts, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're not actually talking or getting through to anything. It's basically like talking to a wall. The only way that part of the brain learns, the part of your brain responsible for anxiety, is through being triggered and not adding to the fire. Being triggered and not adding the worry and just living your life. It learns through experience, right? But you can't just tell it, hey, blah, 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 this, and it listens. That's why logic doesn't work here. That's why logic doesn't work, and that's why logic, we call that worry, keeps you in the cycle. Because all it's doing is stressing you out, but you're not actually getting anywhere. All right, guys. Yes, Terry is awesome, dude. Terry is awesome. I appreciate him so much. I really do. Like I said, I thought when we hit 30 days, it would just kind of simmer out from there, right? But look at us go. We're at 31 days, dude. I appreciate it, man. Huge shout out to Terry. I really do appreciate it, guys. It helps me so much, especially right now. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to the point of today's stream. Today we are talking about problem solving. Today we are talking about how problem solving is the problem, right? Stop problem solving with your anxious thoughts and feelings. That's what I've got up there. Stop problem solving with your anxious thoughts and feelings. Now, somebody in the chat somebody who was it? Somebody in the chat just a minute ago said logic doesn't seem to work, and that's a good opener. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna roll with that. That's a good opener for the title of today's stream. So, like I just said, logic doesn't work, right? Why doesn't logic work? Logic doesn't work because you can't directly speak to that part of your brain that is responsible for anxiety. So what happens is people spend years sometimes, right? You don't have to, but some people who don't know any better spend years trying to problem solve these thoughts away. What happens? Number one, they're wasting their time because the amygdala is not hearing it, right? The amygdala is not hearing it, dude. It's not hearing it. Okay, so number one, you're wasting your time. And number two, you're keeping the nerves on edge because the one thing that the brain does hear as you sit there and try to reason with these thoughts and feelings, the one thing that the brain does hear is worry, 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 danger, 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 right? So you're wasting your time, you're keeping yourself in the cycle. That's why logic doesn't work here. If you want to retrain your brain, rewire your brain, right? You've got to drop the problem solving and get on with life. That's why the two main keys are what they are. Stop fighting with it all, live life. That's why they are what they are, literally, right? That is why they are what they are. Live life, stop fighting with it all. As you fight with it all and as you try to problem solve it away, nobody's listening. The brain is not listening. You are just doing what we call worry. You can try to call it being rational. You can try to make it look pretty. But really, at the end of the day, it's called worry. And you're just keeping your nerves stressed by doing that. You're not actually getting through to your amygdala. If you want to get through to your amygdala and teach it that all is well so that your anxiety levels will lower and these triggers will be erased, you have to stop fighting with it all. Allow yourself to be triggered without trying to problem solve, without adding that worry. As Dr. Claire Weeks called it, second fear. Get on with your life. That's how the amygdala learns. That's the only way, guys, right? Stop trying to find a way around it. That's the only way the amygdala learns, is through that pure experience. By seeing you be triggered, but getting on with your life anyway. By seeing you be triggered, but not fighting with it and getting on with your life anyway. Through pure experience. That's how the amygdala learns, right? So that is why the title of the stream today is what it is. Problem solving is the problem. Problem solving is the problem, and it's always been the problem, right? Problem solving is the problem, and it's always been the problem as far as anxiety is concerned. And that's why it is the problem. That's why it is the problem. Because the more you try to do it, the more you're wasting your time, stressing your nerves out, telling your brain there's a problem where there's not, right? So if you want to be able to communicate with and retrain that part of your brain that's responsible for anxiety, you drop the problem solving, you get on with life. Let me repeat that. You drop the problem solving, you get on with life. So that means the next time you're tempted to follow up with these negative triggers, these thoughts and feelings, the next time you're tempted to follow up with them and add a ton of worry to them, you got to say, okay, if I do that, number one, I'm wasting my time. If I do that, number one, I'm wasting my time. I'm just giving myself that little reminder there. If I do that, number one, I'm wasting my time. Okay? And number two, if I do want to speak to that part of the brain and make some true changes, what did Wonder Bro tell me? Stop trying to problem solve because it's not listening. If I do want to speak to it, I've got to speak its language. What is its only language? Not fighting with it all, getting on with life. It learns through pure experience, right? Right? So next time you are tempted to follow up, and believe me, guys, I just want to throw this out there. I know how tempting it is. But next time you are tempted to follow up with these anxious thoughts and try to problem solve them, remind yourself, I'm wasting my time, nobody's listening. Number two, if I don't want this to trigger me anymore, I've got to teach my brain. How? Stop fighting with it all, get on with my life. You can give yourself those little reminders to get you back on track. That's okay. You can give yourself those little reminders. You can remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing, right? Okay? So problem solving is the problem, and problem solving has always been the problem. And that is why people who experience tired nerves, anxiety, all this good stuff, even Terry in the chat will tell you, man, myself Personally, I spent a long time trying to problem solve my way out of it. And Terry will tell you the same thing. He spent a long time trying to problem solve his way out of it. Anybody who's ever recovered on the channel, and believe me, not to toot my own horn, but there's been quite a few of them, quite a lot, right? Anybody who's ever recovered here will tell you they all tried to problem solve their way out of these anxious thoughts and feelings. And they did that, and they did that, and it never worked, it never worked, it never worked. They stayed stressed, they stayed stressed. Anybody who's ever recovered here, and like I said, there's been quite a few, will tell you that the thing they had to stop doing was problem solving, right? Again, I'm going to say it one more time. You know, I like to drive my points home. Why is that? Why did they have to stop problem solving? Because number one, the brain's not listening. It learns through pure experience. It learns through seeing you be triggered but living your life anyway and not fighting with it all. Okay? And number two, problem solving just tells the brain danger, danger, danger. So as you try to problem solve your way out of anxiety, right? As you try to problem solve your way out of anxiety, nobody's listening and you're just sending danger signals. If you want to reverse this, if you want to retrain your brain, if you want to speak the only language that the brain speaks, you get on with your life and you stop trying to problem solve. That's how you tell the brain that all is well. As you sit there and try to problem solve with these thoughts, oh, that won't happen because of this. Well, if it does happen, then I've got this backup plan. Well, if that backup plan falls through, I got this plan. That won't happen because of this. Let me read the statistics. No, that won't happen. This won't happen. Blah, 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 blah. The more you do that, guys, the further and further and further and further and further down the rabbit hole you go. And again, nobody's listening. Your brain's not listening. You're not making any progress. I know it feels natural as a human being when you have these thoughts that you disagree with, or when you have these thoughts that scare you, these anxious thoughts, right? I know it feels natural to say, okay, I need to stick my hand in there and get this sorted. But how far has trying to sort it all out gotten you? You wouldn't be here on the channel if sorting it all out worked. It doesn't work. Again, because that part of the brain is deaf. You're wasting your time. The only thing the brain hears when you do that is danger, danger, danger. So next time these thoughts and feelings come, you got to catch yourself going the problem-solving route, change it into, okay, quick little reminder to myself, nobody's listening up there. If I want to show my brain that this is not worthy of the anxiety that it's giving me, I need to live my life and remember that problem solving is pointless, because the more I do it, the more I basically just tell my brain, danger, 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 right? Right? So, again, to wrap the point of this stream up, problem solving is the problem, and problem solving has always been the problem for those reasons. Right? So hopefully now that this stream is kind of winding down, the main point of this stream is winding down, you're going to take this with you, and next time you're tempted to go down that rabbit hole of problem solving, you remind yourself that A, nobody's listening, and B, you're just sending danger signals. So hopefully you take that today. You take that and you run with it, and you have a good day, a productive day, whether anxiety's there or not. You have a good day, you have a productive day, you show the brain that all is well. What do you have to lose, right? And again, I know it's easier said than done. I get that. I know it's easier said than done. I know it takes work. I know it takes practice. I know you're going to have some ups and downs, but just remember the facts. Remember the basics next time you want to go down that rabbit hole, and let's get on with it, because nobody can do it for you but you. You have to hold yourself responsible. You have to hold yourself accountable for your bad habits of worry, of fighting with it all, problem solving, right? You have to hold yourself accountable for what you do each day. You have to hold yourself accountable if you're still trying to problem solve or not, right? Anybody in this chat is capable. And there's been, what, a handful of people already just in the short 13 minutes we've been streaming that's come in here and said, I feel so much better. I want to thank you, right? This happens every stream. These people, right, are no different than you. That person out there watching this that's struggling today. These people that come in here and say, I just want to thank you, my life has changed. These people are no different than you out there that's watching this and struggling right now. But you got to get started. Your brain works the same way their brain works, right? As far as anxiety is concerned, it all works the same. So you have no excuse. And I want to see you succeed because I know you can, right? That's the main point there. I know you can. That's why I'm so desperate to see it, all right? So for those of you out there that are still struggling, I hope you take today's stream, run with it, right? Someone says, do you treat health anxiety the same way? Absolutely, 110%. All right, guys, let's switch on over to the post stream. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Did you guys like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you find it helpful? If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Jamarcus says, you guys can do it. Let anxiety be there. Just go on about your day as if it isn't. Your brain is watching. Same with those thoughts, right, Jamarcus? So, true comment, dude. Thanks for that. Let's see. Anybody needs some hope slash proof? I'm living witness that you can overcome it. I stop in from time to time to give a hopeless person some hope. I didn't trust me. You can. So there you go, guys. I mean, if you're looking for hope, if you're looking for motivation, it's all right there in the chat. And let me just say real quick, I do appreciate you guys that heal, and by no means are you forced to stay here, right? You could heal and then move on with your life and never come back. I would totally understand. But I do appreciate it when you do heal and you still drop in from time to time to say, hey, what's up? You still drop in from time to time and to spread that hope and that motivation. I do appreciate that because if you think back to how intense, this can feel at first for people just starting out, it really does help to see those motivating comments. So I appreciate the shit out of that, guys. I appreciate it. Drop the fight. There was no fight or problem to be solved in the first place. Harmless feelings in the end. Accept it and live life. Absolutely, Terry. Absolutely. Some days are better, some days are bad, not worse as before though. Well, in this recovery journey, we don't clarify any days as bad days, but I get where you're coming from. I get what you're saying, but we want to look at all days as opportunities. We want to look at all days as opportunities, right? Let's see. Yeah, rationalizing makes even logic reasons irrational. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, nobody's listening. The amygdala is deaf. It doesn't speak reason. It doesn't care about logic, right? It's a survival mechanism. It could care less what you have to say to these anxious thoughts and triggers. It could care less what you have to say to these, again, anxious thoughts and triggers, right? So a complete waste of time, and you're just sending danger signals. So physically, on a physical level, you are wasting your time, right? There's no connection there between the amygdala and your reasoning. So, like on a actual physical level, you are wasting your time. So if nothing else gets you to stop problem solving with these triggers, then hopefully that will. Hey, we got a $5 tip. $5 tip coming in from Jerry. Says, let's bring on a good one, Mr. Inspiration. I must have missed that, dude. I apologize. I believe you went directly through the PayPal, which is fine. But when I've got my phone on mute, sometimes I miss those. Thank you so much, Jerry. Let's add that to the tip goal. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. So I got some plans coming up, right? I've got some plans coming up. I don't want to reveal too much in my personal life, but I do have some plans coming up, and honestly, the tips today are going to help go towards that, and I really do appreciate it because they're much needed. Thank you so much. maybe maybe if it goes according to plan and it turns out to be a good time and we hit it off, then I'll fill you guys in on some more details. But anyway, anyway, I gotta leave a little bit of a mystery there. So, all right, let's see what we got going on in chat. Today's topic was powerful. I appreciate that, Purple. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Don't worry, Maddie. I got this. I got this. Let's see. I must have missed Omar's comment above the other one. I see you're still worrying about it, dude. See, that's the thing, Omar. You can say I'm still living life all you want. You can say I'm having a fucking attitude all you want, but obviously you're not, because if you truly had that fucking attitude and you wasn't trying to problem solve, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're not making progress. I'm not saying you're not practicing, which is great. But if you truly had that fucking attitude and you truly were no longer trying to problem solve with these anxious thoughts and feelings, you would not be sitting there saying, why am I not making the progress that I want to make, right? You wouldn't go down that road because that's problem solving, right? And that was the whole point of today's stream. So again, don't get me wrong, dude. I'm not saying you're not making progress. I'm not saying you're not practicing, which is great, and you should absolutely be proud of yourself. You probably made a ton of progress, but you got to be careful with that problem solving. It's a slippery slope, and it can sneak right in, right? So you do have to be careful with that. You do have to be careful with that, man. You got to be careful with it. Got to be careful with it. It's sneaky. It's sneaky. So, but remember, remember the point of today's stream. Whenever it feels complicated or confusing, just fall back on the point of today's stream. You're wasting your time, right? You're wasting your time. That part of the brain's not buying it. It's not listening. It doesn't care about your reason and logic. Doesn't care about your problem solving. It just wants you. It just wants to see you drop the problem solving and get on with your life. Then it'll say, "Okay, I believe there's no threat." But you can try to convince it with your words all day long that there's no threat. We call that worry, right? Let me worry out of this. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work for those reasons, right? So whenever you feel overwhelmed or confused, just fall back on the point of today's stream. Let's get some music going, guys, shall we? Shall we? What do you guys want to listen to? Not that we have that big of a choice, but let's see. Here we go. Let's go with this one. Let's go with this. We'll just pick a random one today. We would do Halloween music, but I feel like we need to give that a break, or else that's going to get really old pretty quickly. Tupac, I wish, dude. I wish we could listen to copyrighted music. That would be amazing. I would vibe out with you guys all day, but unfortunately, we will never see that day. We gotta listen to the copyright-free stuff. So. It's nearly impossible to solve because it is impossible to solve. So you got to become okay with practicing being okay with uncertainty. You've got to become okay with practicing having those thoughts and saying, you know what? I don't know. Right? You got to be okay with having those thoughts, or at least practice being okay with having those thoughts and saying, you know what? It is what it is, right? That's your goal. That's your practice. Unless you want to keep these thoughts marked up as triggers. Unless you want to tell your brain these thoughts are threats, right? Which I'm sure you don't want to do, because that's not fun. It's not fun to live that way. So you've got your job now. You've got your job, and let's see, let's see if you can continue practicing that job. I'm glad you called yourself out on that, Omar. You said I was constantly worried why my progress was slow. So you're still doing some problem solving, which is keeping that brain on high alert, right? I'm not saying you're not making progress, but there's still some problem solving there that we have to eliminate. We have to eliminate it. And Zoe's comment, your response to these thoughts need to be not problem solving, but fuck it, if it happens, it happens. That needs to be your response. And then get back to living. That's the two main keys in the nutshell right there, guys. Stop fighting with it all. Get back to life, right? Absolutely, Terry. I love it. Quoting my boy. Quoting my boy. See, that's the thing, Perp. It's not actually that these thoughts are that important to you. It's that you've just trained your brain to see them as threats. Therefore, when they come, they're now considered triggers, and your brain gives you anxiety over them because of all the problem solving that you've tried to do in the past over these thoughts. They are now marked up as triggers, and your nerves are tired on top of that, right? But how do we solve it? We solve it all the same way. We throw it all in the same bucket, and we say, if I want to teach my brain that these thoughts, these feelings, these situations, whatever, these places are not triggers, if I want to heal my nerves, I drop the problem solving, I switch to the acceptance attitude, quotation marks, fuck it attitude, and I get on with it. That's how my brain learns, right? But absolutely, no problem, Perp. I hope that helps. What's up, Edward? Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to see you. How you been? How you been, Edward? Oh, this is a good song, guys. I really like this one. I really like this one. The fuck it message really helped me, Wonder Bro. Yeah, guys, if you didn't catch, I don't think it was yesterday, I think it was the day before. If you didn't catch our last stream before this one, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. It kind of puts everything in a nice little neat package for you, and it lets you know how all these fancy terms, like acceptance and second fear and mindfulness and present moment, it lets you know how all of these fancy little terms all come back to the same thing at the end of the day. They all come back to the same thing, which is fuck it, right? And that's a very blunt and crude way to put it, but I think that's more relatable for people than all of these other fancy terms that are dressed up all cute and shit, right? I think that's more relatable for most people. So if you missed that stream, I highly recommend you check it out. What's that stream called? Just so I can let you guys know. Let's see. What exactly did I name that one? Okay, it's called Anxiety Recovery. It all comes down to this, proving to your brain that you're okay. In fact, I'll grab the link to that. If you want to watch that at any point, feel free to do so. It was a really good one. Really good one. If you did enjoy today's stream, guys, though, make sure you hit that like button. We've been growing the channel pretty quickly here lately, and the likes do help, believe it or not. I know it doesn't feel like it or seem like it, but the likes do help. Taking the more fucking aggressive approach is what ultimately helped my recovery. Yeah, and you know why I think that is, Terry? I think it's because it's so simple, right? I don't know if it's the aggression, the emotion that's behind it that helps push people forward. I don't really know what it is technically, but in my personal opinion, I think it's because the approach is so simple, right? I think that's what it is. I think when people have a more neutral attitude, which is fine, I think they tend to overcomplicate it. They tend to overcomplicate the shit out of it because, like the title of this stream says, problem solving is the problem, and that's the habit that everybody's in that is in the anxiety boat. So when you use that kind of like that fuck it approach, it makes it so much more simple. This is bad. I don't want to feel this. Is second fear correct? Correct. You need to say I accept the way I feel. Fuck it, right? The more, you're wasting your time. When you try to problem solve a feeling away, well, you're already experiencing it. So to be in resistance to it, that's pointless. You're already feeling it, right? So what good is the resistance going to do? It's already currently happening. The resistance is just going to dump gas on the fire, right? The fuck it approach feels like giving yourself a nice swift kick in the ass and leads to true acceptance. I agree. And it all comes back to fuck it at the end of the day, whether we want to call it that or not. And I've got plenty of streams where I don't call it that. I put it more gently, but at the end of the day, it all comes back to that, and that's why I did the stream the other day. Link to that stream is in the chat. I recommend you check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, I think it just, it makes it so much more simple, right? And I think that's a huge part of anxiety recovery in general, is keeping it simple. Because if you don't keep it simple, you're just going to do problem solving, which is the problem. You guys learned that today. Problem solving is the problem. So when you don't keep recovery simple, you're just going to do more problem solving, which is the problem, right? What if you don't say or think anything, you just let it be on autopilot? As long as you're not arguing with it and just living your life, dude, you don't have to technically respond with literally out loud or in your head, fuck it, like if you don't want to. If you're able to just live your life and just let it all come and go without fighting with it, without problem solving, then that's fine. That's fine with me, right? Most people do need that little reminder to themselves, though, because Worry, aka problem solving, is a pretty strong habit. So most people do need to give themselves, you know, a little fuck it reminder, right? But you're right. That is fuck it. I mean, if you just live your life, right, and stop fighting with it all, which is the two main keys, then, and you don't need reminders, then that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, people are going to need their little reminders. Just keeps you on track, keeps you on the straight and narrow. Fuck it. Yes. If I'm feeling overwhelmed and decide to go for a walk, is that a coping mechanism? It's different for everybody, so it depends on which way you're going about it. If you're going on your walk doing a lot of problem solving while you're on your walk, wasting your time, you're still setting your nerves off, right? If you're living your life and doing a lot of problem solving, then you're missing half of the equation. There's two main keys for a reason. You got to stop fighting with it all, aka stop problem solving and live your life, right? Just show your brain through pure experience that all is well. So we've got two keys for a reason. So it depends. It depends, style alert. It is normal to feel that way, and I'll tell you why, Purple. You have absolutely, and don't get me wrong, everybody else has too. That's in your current situation, myself included. Back in the day, you have absolutely worn that muscle out. I'm referring to your brain. You have absolutely worn it out with all the problem solving. So how could it perform sharply? How could it be as sharp as it was before? It's not dangerous that it's not that sharp, but how could it be that sharp with how much you've worn it out with all the problem solving? If you go to the gym every day and you're lifting a 100-pound weight up and down 100 times a day on the same arm and you're not giving it a break, that's why people focus on different muscles at the gym each week, right? If you're not giving that muscle a break, man, that shit's going to burn out. Your arm's not going to work after a while, right? I mean, it'll work, but it's not going to work to its full functionality, right? It's not going to work to its full capability if you don't give it a break. Same thing with your brain, right? And like I said, that's not dangerous. You'll be able to function. You'll be fine. But how could it possibly be as sharp as it could be if you're wearing it out with all the problem solving like that? Does that make sense? Say fuck it and drop the problem solving. That'll work, Terry. You nailed that one right on the head there. That's what we're trying to say here. That's what we're really trying to say at the end of the day, isn't it? Say fuck it, drop the problem solving, live your life. Your brain will learn through pure experience that all is well, and then things will be good. Again, once again, peace will be restored in time. In time. You got to give it time, but... Yep, so I hope that reply made sense, Purple. Hey, Mom of 8 with the $6 tip. Thank you, Mom of 8, making the little pumpkin dance there. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Like I said, that really does help me out. Truly, thank you. Thank you, thank you. What do I say to brain when I just feel bad, heaviness in my chest, and I have no idea why? Like I said, there's never anything wrong. So first and foremost, if you have health anxiety, go get cleared. Go get checked out by a doctor, obviously. But once that's been done, right, if that's what you choose to do, once that's been done, let's say you just feel generally bad. You have anxiety symptoms, right? What do you say to your brain? You say, fuck it. So I know that maybe in a way you were hoping for a different response. Like maybe there's something different. There's not. I'm here to tell you guys, there's not. If you overcomplicate it, you're not doing yourself any favors. My reply will always be somewhere along the lines of fuck it. And some people out there might say, well, that sounds way too simple. Way too simple. And I'm here to tell you, it's going to take work. It's not as simple as it sounds because the worry habit's strong. The problem-solving habit is strong. So when you say fuck it, you might not feel comfortable with that at first. It might feel weird for you. It might feel foreign. So I know it sounds super simple, but it is the way out of the cycle. I know it sounds super simple, but it does take some work, right? So when you just generally feel bad, Mom of 8, you got to remember, that's okay. It's okay until you start trying to problem solve, right? And if you do catch yourself trying to problem solve, because that's going to happen, if you do catch yourself trying to problem solve, you got to switch that attitude back. You got to. I mean, the longer you try to think your way out of this, guys, the more circles you're going to run in. So if my pastime is playing strategy games where main focus is doing problem-solving exercises with my thoughts, is it bad for me in my recovery? No, because you're not trying to problem-solve negative thoughts away. You're not telling your brain by trying to problem solve negative thoughts and anxiety, right, that there's a threat. Using your brain to problem solve because you're playing a strategy game on your computer is fine. That's a perfectly good use of your problem solving capabilities. But when you try to problem solve with anxiety, you are just reinforcing to the brain that these things are important and dangerous, right? Right? But using your mind to play a video game, that's fine. It's not, your mind's not a villain. Using your mind to play a video game is fine, but the moment you start getting worked up and worried over your anxiety, you're running in circles, right? And you're just reinforcing to the brain that there's a threat when there's not. So, hope that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with using your brain to, like you said, play a video game. But the moment you get worked up over your thoughts and feelings and try to figure them out, you're just going to get really, really stressed. You're just going to reinforce to the brain that there's a problem where there's not. What's up, Wonder Bro? What's up, Tony? I hope you're doing good, dude. Good to see you. Give up the resistance. Absolutely. Yep. It doesn't listen to you, man. It doesn't. You're wasting your time. Wasting your time trying to argue with those thoughts. Trying to argue with that anxiety. Huge waste of time. Drive myself stir crazy. Dr. Google isn't my friend. Dr. Google will never be your friend. That'll never be your friend. If you've got real health concerns, go to the doctor, let them sort it out, take the appropriate action, but I would recommend staying off Dr. Google. Go to the real doctor if you have actual health concerns, right? But I'd recommend staying away from our good friend Dr. Google. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. That's awesome to hear, dude. I'm happy for you, man. It's been a good one today. Hey, that's one way to put it. Somebody in chat said you recover when you stop trying to recover. Yeah, there you go. That's one way to put it. Two main keys: stop fighting with it, just live your life. I mean, it basically comes down to what you just said there. You recover when you stop trying to recover. I like that. It's another good way of putting stop trying to problem solve. It's another good way of putting stop freaking yourself out, stop worrying to death, right? I like that. It's a good way to put it. Wonder Bro, I'm late. What's up, Sanchez? Better late than never, dude. Welcome. I'm glad you stopped by before I left. I'm glad I get to see you today. What's up, dude? Just leave it alone. Damn. There you go. Stop trying to worry about it. Stop trying to problem solve it. There's nothing to problem solve. The problem solving is the problem. Right? This is the message we've always tried to convey, and we've put it a million different ways, and we're going to continue to put it a million different ways until it clicks for everybody. New here. What's up, Eve? Hello, Sanchez. Yes, my boy Sanchez. He's in the Halloween spirit. He's in the Halloween spirit. Terry, we got Sanchez and Terry in the chat today, man. That's how you know it's a good stream. we got Mod Sanchez and Mod Terry over here, both in the stream today. Nightbot putting in those ads for me. Check me out on TikTok. TikTok, Vacate Fear. Wonder Bro Sanchez. I just realized that you wrote me back today, Sanchez. I'll have to go check it out. I seen your profile picture, dude. I love it. I did see that. Any tips for beating hypochondria? Fuck it, right? Fuck it. The more you try to problem solve with these anxious thoughts and feelings, the more you tell your brain danger, right? And I know if you're new here, that's going to sound really too simple. You'll be like, what is this guy talking about? Continue to watch some of the streams. Continue to watch some of the videos. You'll see why this is the way out of the cycle. It'll make sense. The paradox of a panic attack is that while you're sitting there fearing the worst, your body has fully mobilized itself for survival. Yeah, that's kind of the ironic thing about it all, isn't it? It's all one big paradox at the end of the day, dude. The more you fight with the thoughts and feelings, the more important they become. The more, the more important you tell your brain that they are, the more you tell your brain they're a threat. It's all one big paradox at the end of the day. It really is. Pooty, what's up, Pooty? Welcome, dude. Yes, yes, we did, Sanchez. Moving on to 31, dude. It's crazy. Absolutely. Hey, I appreciate that, Eve. I'm glad. I'm glad you're taking in the information. It might take some time for it to truly click, but I'm glad you're taking it in. Dude, that's awesome, Pooty. I'd love to hear it, man. I'm glad we're keeping you on track. I love to hear it, Pooty. You're awesome, dude. You're awesome, man. Thank you for all the support, by the way, over these past few months you've been on the channel, dude. I really appreciate it. What happens after 31, 32, or start all over to day one? No, as long as the streak keeps going, dude, I'm just going to keep it where it's at. I'm just going to keep it where it's at. We'll go up and up and up. Maybe you tried to say it to block the thoughts out, Purple, instead of just truly letting them just be there if they want to be there and just having nothing to say. You get what I'm saying? Oh boy. Okay. Click the wrong thing. We got an ad. We got an ad. Let's see. Let's get some different music going. I can listen to a bit of everything, Arnold, honestly. I know a lot of people say that, but it's true. I can listen to all sorts of stuff. Absolutely, Pooty. Read Pooty's comment, right? And you know how he got there? You know how he got to feeling like dancing with joy in his own words? You know how Pooty got there? He got there by responding to each thought with fuck it. If it happens, it happens. That's how Pooty got where he is. He'll tell you that himself. He will tell you that himself. I recovered from panic disorder because I wanted to have more panic attacks. I mean, it's one big paradox, guys. It really is. You see how you break out of the cycle just by looking at it in a paradoxical kind of way. Have a great one, guys. Just stopping by to say hello and try again. What's up, Pooty? I appreciate you, man. Have a good one. I love Pooty. He's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. Hey, that's awesome, Renee. Congrats. I don't know how you're not burnt out on it yet, Maddie. Honestly. I do truly appreciate all of my recovered folks coming in and spreading that hope and motivation to everybody else. It does mean a lot to me. I take full responsibility, Maddie. Full responsibility. Hey, what's up, Mint? Hope you're having a good day. Sam with the $5 tip, dude. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate you. What does that put us at? You guys know I can't do basic math. Hey, huge shout out to Sam, man. Let's get some emotes in the chat today, guys, for all our tippers today. Terry, Mama Vate, and Sam. Let's show these guys some love, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for continuing to show all the love and support and helping this channel stay on the road, man. I appreciate it. Let's show them some love, guys. I do take responsibility for that, Maddie, but I don't know how you're not burnt out on it yet. I don't know how you're not burnt out on it. anxiety is nothing without your reaction to it. Absolutely, dude, you got it. I understand how that feels, Eve. As we always say around here, you got to feel it to heal it, right? There's no sense, there will never be any sense in being in resistance to the way that you feel, or even telling horror stories about the way that you feel, right? Hey, that's awesome, Mint. That's what it's all about. Hopefully, no problem solving, right? Hopefully, no problem solving. Hey, I appreciate that, Purple. Appreciate that, dude. It has been a good one today. I agree. Perfect opportunity, man. Perfect opportunity to work on that problem solving habit. We want to drop that problem solving. You got it, Arnold. You got it. Remember, trying to problem solve these thoughts and feelings away is not only pointless because your brain isn't, your amygdala is not listening, right? But it's also what sends those danger signals. It's also what reinforces all of this. Y'all take care. Hope you learned something from the stream. This is a good one. I'm staying in a hotel tonight and going swimming. Hey, that's awesome, dude. Enjoy. Enjoy, Terry, and thanks for all the support, man. Have a good one. You're absolutely right, Renee, and you're absolutely right also when you say it might not always be easy, but it's because you're building a new habit, right? It's because you're building a new skill, and we all know that learning something new and applying something new and really getting that to stick can take work. Worry is something that you're doing, Arnold. You can't say it's something. The worry habit can seem automatic, but it's still your choice. It's something you're doing. So to cut that out is not fighting with anything. It's holding yourself responsible for your own actions. That's cool, man. Kind of like an anniversary. Okay. I do kind of recall something about that. You like the music today, Mitt? The same noises don't do anything to me. It's your nerves, dude. Nerves play tricks on you. Sensitization can come in varying degrees, right? And sometimes, it was even Dr. Clary Weeks who said that something simple can set off nerves sometimes. And other times not so much, really. I mean, it's just, it's kind of like a scale, you know. Some days your nerves can be extremely fried. Some days they're still fried, but they're not popping off as bad. You know, it's not always consistent. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. It's not always consistent. You want a cat cam, Mitt? Did you see the picture I posted in Pet Pics? I think I tagged you in it, or at least sent you the notification. Maddie's, okay, in Maddie's defense, she's probably never heard of lo-fi. She's probably just never heard of lo-fi. It's okay. Yeah, it is, man. And I figured you'd like it. That's why I posted it. You want another voice hangout? A? Did you come to the first one? I don't think you did. I got you. I got your back, Maddie. I got you. Voice hangout's something we do from time to time on the Discord, Em. Let me see. I'll go ahead and post that Discord link for anybody who wants to join us over there. You seem too young. I can't believe you know Claire Weeks. You know, when you're bedridden with anxiety and pissing in 2 liters, you eventually find Claire Weeks. You'll eventually do enough Googling that you'll find clear weeks. Honestly, you should be able to type in anxiety in Google and that's the first result. But fortunately, that's not the case. But if you do enough digging, so adorable. Where do you find all these kittens? My cats fuck, and they have kittens. Wow, that was blunt. Why did I say it like that? I'm an idiot. Oh, sometimes I don't watch the own words that come out of my mouth. Let me rephrase that. My cat gave birth. I'm so stupid. Does everyone talk at the same time? People are pretty good with not talking over each other. Hey, what's up, Made Man? What's up, dude? Oh, sometimes, guys, sometimes I just, you know, it just happens. Sometimes it just happens like that. Sometimes I wonder about myself. Is it nighttime for you right now, Mint? What time is it for you? Sanchez still in here. Any flea issues? I had fleas pretty bad for a while. I ordered these flea traps. It's just like sticky pads, right? You'll find them if you type in flea traps on Amazon. They're just like sticky traps, but they've got a heat lamp with them. And you can just lay them in whatever room of the house. And honestly, those things start to fill up quick. I don't know. It's something about the heat lamp attracts the fleas. Then they get stuck on the sticky pad. What were your symptoms at the time you were pissing in bottles? What weren't my symptoms is a better question, dude. I don't even know where to begin. You can check out my story video if you want more details on that, but just right off the top of my head, about every symptom that you can imagine. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, loads of adrenaline, just almost 24/7. I mean, all of this was self-inflicted. I want to throw that out there. This is not some horror story. This was all self-inflicted bullshit that I absolutely did to myself with all of the problem solving and extreme amounts of worry. I took it to the extreme that I did every single day. Is it 9 p.m. there? Cook dinner, then bed. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. All right, one second, guys. I'll be right back. 2:44 in Orlando. Nice. I'm back, by the way, if that wasn't obvious. I wish I actually went to bed before 11, but instead I sit in my room quietly and scroll Instagram until I get really tired. Bad habits, and I always regret it in the morning. Understandable. I'm pretty sure I have that bad habit. Hi, Wonder Bro. Hello. Welcome. What's recovery look like? It's more of a gradual process, right? You start to notice your old self coming back more and more and more. So it's not really a bells and whistles kind of moment, if that makes sense. It's more of a gradual thing as the nerves start to heal. Soon I'll be able to talk about these memories without... Yes, you will be able to think back to all of your anxious days, and they won't hold as much of an emotional charge for you anymore. Is there a point where a person with diagnosed anxiety but symptoms too severe that couldn't be what to do it then? I'm not sure. Do you mean the symptoms being too severe to be attributed to anxiety? No, anxiety symptoms will always be anxiety symptoms, right? I mean, you can go to the doctor and get cleared, obviously, if you think it's something that's not anxiety, but there's not ever going to be a point where something's going to fry your nerves like second fear. I'm going to tell you, that's what's frying your nerves, right, as far as anxiety is concerned. That doesn't mean that there's not other physical health conditions that might give you symptoms that mimic it, but if you'll notice, people with other real physical health conditions, they don't complain about anxiety being their problem, right? So anxiety in general, fear in general, the anxiety cycle, that's all in you. That's all going to be contributed to that second fear. Like I said, that doesn't mean there's not other physical conditions out there that don't mimic the symptoms of anxiety, but they're not going to sensitize your nerves. What's going to sensitize your nerves and keep you in this cycle is second fear, right? And that is something that is in your control. So now I have to let those painful feelings, it's hard to let them be and not live in the past. It's hard not to argue. It's hard not to try to problem solve, but it gets easier. It gets easier with practice. It all gets much easier with practice. It's all about spotting that worry and shutting it down with a fuck it attitude, not with problem solving. Yeah, if you'll notice, dude, anybody with real physical health problems, right, other than anxiety, they never complain about anxiety being their problem, right? So it just kind of shows you, frying your nervous system, all that good stuff, that's going to come down to that second fear. I like the way you put that, man. Wonder Bro, what's up? And that's okay. That's okay that it seems like it's increased in frequency. The thing about recovery is, the thing about anxiety in general is, it's not linear. It's not linear. It takes time for tired nerves to heal. So you can drop the worry, you can drop the second fear and still experience symptoms. Or else we would consider that instant healing, which just doesn't happen, right? Does diet help or eliminating certain foods like sugar? Personally, I never did. I ate like a pig. I always ate like a pig during recovery and still do. There was a time where I didn't have an appetite, but when I did eat, it was shit. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to want to eat healthier. That's great. But make sure you're addressing the root problem, which is all that problem solving that you try to do with your anxiety. Make sure you're addressing that, and then we'll worry about putting icing on the cake. Right? Does that make sense? I got to go cook dinner. Have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by, Mint. What else have I accomplished with the acceptance method? Just a better peace of mind, dude. I'm just going to be honest. Just a better life in general. No, there's nothing you can do about the thoughts and feelings that you're having. You can add to them, resist them, and fuel them and make them so much worse than they have to be, or you can accept them because they're already happening, right? You can't say, please go away, and they listen, or else, you know, that'd be very simple, but unfortunately, it does not work that way, right? Just doesn't work that way. Yeah, just eat what you want. I mean, yeah, yeah. You know, and like I said, I don't ever want to bash anyone for wanting to make healthier choices. Like, if you want to eat better, go for it. If you want to exercise, go for it. If you want to take up yoga, go for it, right? But these should all come second place to working on the problem-solving habit, the worry habit. That is what needs to be broke more than anything. All these other nice little, I guess we'll call them bonuses. Those should come second, right? Eat better for you, not for your anxiety. I agree. But again, disclaimer, disclaimer, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just saying that, you know, it shouldn't be looked at as a cure-all because nothing's going to help you recover like breaking that problem-solving habit. So right now that my breathing's kind of fast and scary, what do I say or do? You watch the stream, you enjoy it, and if you notice that you start to worry about it, you just say, fuck it, let it happen, right? So, you know, you only have to intervene when you notice that you're adding all that nasty second fear trying to problem solve. Then you can intervene and cut your own self off and just say, you know what, fuck it. I'll die happy. That's the attitude, Maddie. That's the attitude. Would that one episode be enough to get you sensitized again? Nothing sensitizes you but you. Let me repeat that. Nothing is going to sensitize you but you. You're responsible for that. Nothing else. No sort of monster. No sort of outside force. Nothing. Nothing but you and your problem solving, right? So that's up to you. Ultimately, that's up to you. Still have those thoughts that give me extreme anxiety. That's awesome. Will that anxiety eventually naturally decrease on its own if I don't add worry? Yes, but fuck it, right? See where we're going with this? Everyone see where we're going with this? Yeah, you're definitely making a ton of progress, Tony. All right, guys, we are an hour and 15 into this thing. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. And if you did enjoy today's stream, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps me out, man. It helps the channel grow, and it really gets the message out to people that need it. You know, if we don't grow the channel, people can't find this. So make sure you hit that like button, share it out. And again, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate everything that you do for me and the channel. I don't know what I would do without you guys. So we all help each other, and it's a win-win at the end of the day. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Again, thank you so much for all that you do. We are on to a 31-day streak. Will we continue? We will see next time. I love you guys. Thank you.